While John Bonham's drumming was the heartbeat of Led Zeppelin, his personal life told a different story. The intensity he brought to the stage was matched only by the chaos he faced off it. The rock and roll lifestyle, filled with excess and pressure, weighed heavily on him. Despite his immense talent, the demands of fame often left him feeling isolated and overwhelmed. He was a man of contradictions, thriving in the spotlight yet struggling to find peace within himself. His legendary performances showcased his powerful style, but they also masked the turmoil brewing beneath the surface. The adrenaline of live shows fueled him, yet the aftermath brought a stark reality. Substance abuse became a coping mechanism, a way to escape the relentless expectations and scrutiny that came with stardom. Friends and bandmates witnessed his descent, torn between admiration for his artistry and concern for his well-being. As the years went by, the pressures mounted, leading to a tragic unraveling that would ultimately define his legacy. The very thing that made him a rock icon also contributed to his struggles, creating a complex narrative of brilliance intertwined with pain. The rhythm of his life echoed the beats he played, both captivating and chaotic, leaving an indelible mark on music history. Led Zeppelin carved their own path in music, transforming the landscape of rock with their powerful sound and electrifying performances. They redefined the concept of stadium concerts, infusing them with an atmosphere of decadence and danger that captivated audiences around the world. The band's live shows became legendary, often marked by a sense of wild abandon and a break from the norms of the time. This approach not only set them apart from their contemporaries, but also created a lasting impact on how music was experienced in large venues. Within this dynamic, John Bonham earned the nickname The Beast. His drumming style was characterized by a wild and unrelenting nature, a trait that was evident even in his early days. Bonham's powerful beats and energetic performances were crucial to Led Zeppelin's sound, driving the band's music with an intensity that few could match. His ability to combine technical skill with raw power made him one of the most respected drummers in rock history. The nickname reflected not just his physical prowess on the drums, but also his larger-than-life personality that resonated with fans and bandmates alike. Bonham's presence on stage was a force of nature, embodying the spirit of Led Zeppelin and the thrilling atmosphere they created in their concerts. From a young age, Bonham showed a natural talent for drumming, driving his family mad with his constant practice. His passion for music was evident as he would spend hours honing his skills, creating rhythms that echoed throughout the house. This dedication to the drums was not just a fleeting interest. It was a deep-seated love that would shape his future. Bonham's early influences came from various sources, but the most significant was his father. Recognizing his son's potential and relentless enthusiasm, he made a pivotal decision that would change Bonham's life. At the age of 15, he bought him his first real drum kit. This gift marked a turning point for Bonham, as it provided him with the tools he needed to explore his creativity fully. The sound of the drums became a part of his identity, and with each beat, he grew more confident in his abilities. This early experience laid the foundation for what would become a legendary career in music, showcasing not only his talent, but also the support of his family in nurturing that talent. By the age of 17, John Bonham was already making a name for himself in the local music scene. His talent on the drums caught the attention of many, and he quickly became a sought-after musician. It was during this time that he met his future wife, Pat, who would support him throughout his career. Bonham's passion for music and his incredible skill set him apart from his peers. In 1968, a moment of musical magic occurred with the formation of Led Zeppelin. This iconic band brought together Bonham, along with Robert Plant, Jimmy Page, and John Paul Jones. Each member brought their unique talents, creating a powerful synergy that would change the landscape of rock music forever. Bonham's drumming became a defining element of the band's sound, known for its energy and precision. The chemistry between the band members was electric, and their collaboration led to some of the most memorable music of the era. This period marked the beginning of a legendary journey that would leave a lasting impact on the music world. Bonham's drumming was a key element in shaping the hard rock sound of Led Zeppelin. His powerful beats and intricate rhythms provided a strong foundation for the band's music, helping to define their unique style. However, beneath this musical genius lay personal demons that often manifested in destructive behavior. This volatility was not limited to his private life. It also spilled over into his interactions with others, especially during the band's rise to fame. As Led Zeppelin gained popularity, the pressure and excess of rock star life took a toll on Bonham. Notorious backstage incidents became part of the band's legacy. Sorts of violent outbursts, particularly towards journalists, created a reputation that overshadowed some of the band's musical achievements. These moments of aggression often stemmed from a mix of stress, substance use, and the challenges of fame. Bonham's unpredictable nature added an element of danger to the band's image, but it also highlighted the darker side of rock and roll. His drumming, while celebrated, was often accompanied by a chaotic lifestyle that ultimately contributed to the band's turbulent history. Bonham's alcohol-fueled debauchery often resulted in scandalous incidents, contributing to the band's reputation for excess. His heavy drinking was notorious, and it often led to wild behavior that shocked fans and fellow musicians alike. One of the most infamous events associated with Bonham and the band involved a bizarre and depraved hotel prank known as the Mud Shark Incident. During a stay at a hotel, Bonham and his bandmates decided to engage in a shocking act that involved mud sharks, which are a type of fish. The story goes that they caught the fish and used them in a crude prank that involved the hotel room and unsuspecting guests. This incident highlighted not only Bonham's reckless lifestyle, but also the overall hedonistic culture of rock stars during that era. Such outrageous behavior often overshadowed their musical achievements, leaving a lasting mark on their legacy. Bonham's antics, fueled by alcohol, became legendary, illustrating the chaotic and often scandalous life of a rock musician at the peak of fame. As time went on, Bonham's behavior became increasingly erratic. His destructive tendencies were evident not only in the band's live performances, but also in his personal life. This behavior sometimes disrupted the harmony within Led Zeppelin, leading to tensions among band members. Despite these challenges, Bonham's drumming talent shone brightly, especially during his legendary drum solo known as Moby Dick. This solo became a highlight of their live shows, often lasting up to 30 minutes. It showcased his incredible skill and creativity, mesmerizing audiences around the world. The solo was not just a display of technical ability, it was a powerful expression of his passion for music. Bonham's unique style and dynamic playing captivated fans and left a lasting legacy in the world of rock music. His performances were a blend of raw energy and intricate rhythms, making Moby Dick a defining moment in many concerts. This combination of brilliance and volatility painted a complex picture of Bonham as both an extraordinary musician and a troubled individual, reflecting the highs and lows of his life. Despite his immense talent as a drummer, John Bonham faced significant challenges due to the pressures of fame. The constant touring and time away from home took a toll on him, leading him to seek solace in alcohol. This reliance on drinking became a way for him to cope with the stress and loneliness that accompanied his lifestyle. Additionally, Bonham had a deep-seated fear of flying, which further complicated his experiences as a member of a famous rock band. His anxiety about flying was not uncommon among musicians, but for Bonham, it was a source of great frustration. One particularly dangerous incident highlighted his struggles. While on a flight, Bonham's hat was accidentally sucked down an airplane toilet. This bizarre occurrence caused a sudden loss of cabin pressure, adding to the chaos of the moment. Such antics were not out of character for Bonham, who often found himself in unpredictable situations. His life was a mix of extraordinary musical achievements and personal challenges that made navigating fame difficult. The combination of his musical genius and the weight of his fears shaped the complex legacy he left behind. His passion for cars was evident in John Bonham's life. He loved fast driving and often showcased this through his collection of powerful vehicles. The thrill of speed was something that excited him, and he took every chance to hit the road. However, this love for cars stood in stark contrast to his intense dislike for planes. Bonham's fear of flying led to numerous reckless behaviors, including refusing to board flights and opting for long drives instead. This aversion often complicated travel arrangements for Led Zeppelin during their tours. As the band traveled the world, Bonham's violent tendencies became increasingly apparent. His temper often flared, resulting in aggressive outbursts. There were multiple incidents where he assaulted hotel staff and other individuals, showcasing a darker side of his personality. Bonham's behavior not only affected his relationships with those around him, but also contributed to a reputation that overshadowed his musical talent. His love for cars, hatred for planes, and violent actions during tours painted a complex picture of a man who was both a musical genius and a troubled individual. Despite his rock star persona, John Bonham cherished his quiet home life. He found joy in raising a family and breeding cattle on his farm in Worcestershire. This rural lifestyle provided him with a sense of peace away from the intense world of rock music. Bonham was not just a drummer. He was a devoted husband and father, deeply invested in his home life. However, as Led Zeppelin's success reached a fever pitch in the mid-70s, the pressures began to mount. The band was constantly touring, and with that came the stress of performing night after night. While the fame and fortune were exhilarating, they also brought personal problems that weighed heavily on Bonham. The demands of the road and the expectations of being a rock star often clashed with his desire for a tranquil family life. This conflict created a tension that Bonham struggled to manage, impacting both his personal relationships and his mental well-being. The contrast between his peaceful home life and the chaotic life of a touring musician became increasingly challenging for him to navigate. As time went on, John Bonham's struggle with alcoholism became more severe, leading to increasingly violent outbursts that created a tense atmosphere among his bandmates. They often found themselves trying to avoid him during these episodes, as his behavior grew more unpredictable and alarming. The band's 1977 tour highlighted these issues, with Bonham's erratic actions becoming more pronounced. During this tour, he was involved in a particularly troubling incident in Oakland, where he had a violent confrontation with security personnel. This altercation not only shocked those around him, but also served as a clear indication of his deteriorating state. The once celebrated drummer, known for his incredible talent and energy, was now struggling with personal demons that affected not only his life, but also the dynamics within the band. His bandmates were increasingly concerned, realizing that Bonham's battles with alcohol were taking a toll that could not be ignored. After the tragic death of Robert Plant's son, the atmosphere within Led Zeppelin shifted dramatically. The band, which had enjoyed immense success and a devoted following, found itself grappling with profound grief. This loss deeply affected each member, but for John Bonham, it seemed to catalyze a downward spiral. His struggles with alcohol, which had been present for years, intensified. By 1980, Bonham's drinking had escalated to alarming levels, impacting not just his health, but also the dynamics within the band. As rehearsals for a planned tour began, the tension was palpable. The weight of their collective sorrow, combined with Bonham's increasingly erratic behavior, created a challenging environment. Tragically, during one of these rehearsals, Bonham's life came to a sudden and heartbreaking end at the age of 32. His death shocked the music world and left a lasting void in the hearts of his bandmates and fans alike. The loss of Bonham marked a significant turning point for Led Zeppelin, altering the course of rock music history. His death marked the end of Led Zeppelin, a band that had redefined rock music and captivated millions around the world. John Bonham, the legendary drummer, was not just a member of the group, he was its heartbeat. His powerful drumming style and innovative techniques set a standard that many drummers aspire to even today. However, the brilliance of his musical talent was overshadowed by his struggles with personal demons. Bonham's life was a tumultuous journey filled with moments of self-destruction, which ultimately led to his tragic passing. The band announced they could not continue without their beloved drummer, recognizing that his unique sound and energy were irreplaceable. This decision not only marked the end of an era for Led Zeppelin, but also solidified Bonham's legacy as one of the greatest drummers in rock history. His influence on music remains profound, inspiring countless musicians, while serving as a reminder of the delicate balance between genius and personal turmoil. Led Zeppelin's music was profoundly shaped by John Bonham's powerful drumming. His unique style and energy brought a distinctive sound to the band, making their songs memorable and impactful. Bonham's ability to blend rhythm and melody allowed the group to explore various genres, from rock to blues, creating a rich musical tapestry. However, after his untimely passing, the band struggled to maintain the same level of creativity and spirit. Robert Plant, the band's lead singer, often reflected on Bonham's role as the driving force behind Led Zeppelin. He recognized that Bonham was not just a drummer but the heart and soul of the band. Without Bonham, Plant felt there was nowhere else to go, highlighting the deep connection between the musicians. The chemistry they shared was irreplaceable, and the loss of Bonham left a void that could not be filled. The band's legacy, while still celebrated, is forever marked by the absence of Bonham's extraordinary talent and presence. John Bonham's life was a vivid tapestry of highs and lows, woven together by his extraordinary talent and the heavy toll of fame. As the drummer for Led Zeppelin, he delivered thunderous beats that captivated audiences around the world. However, behind the scenes, he faced immense pressure that often spiraled into chaos. The rock and roll lifestyle, filled with parties and substance use, provided a temporary escape from the relentless demands of being a star. This lifestyle, while exhilarating, also led to feelings of isolation and despair. Friends and bandmates noticed his struggles, feeling torn between their admiration for his musical genius and their concern for his well-being. Bonham's powerful performances became a double-edged sword, showcasing his brilliance while hiding the turmoil within. As the years progressed, the weight of expectation became unbearable, leading to a tragic end that shocked fans and fellow musicians alike. His story is a poignant reminder of the complexities of fame, where the very elements that create a legend can also lead to profound personal challenges.